Welcome to Monument Mayhem. Every day I'm traveling to a new monument in Rust for 25 days straight. You're going to see a new monument and a new video from me on this channel every day until I'm done with every single one. Oh, there's my ride. Gotta go. Lots of Rust players have seen it and maybe even heard the crunch of the giant excavator. But who actually uses it? I'm here to tell you that it's not just wipe day chads and Russian clans. When it comes to value in the auto mining systems in Rust, the giant excavator stands alone. It uses diesel, the more rare form of fuel in the game, to run, and every 5 barrels of diesel, it'll send an airdrop your way. Now, before we start, let's talk per barrel value, then we can get into, how to actually use this thing. Per diesel, here are the numbers. Over 2 minutes, 1 diesel barrel will net you 100 high quality metal, 2,000 sulfur ore, 10,000 stone, or 5,000 metal fragments that are cooked. Okay, now you understand the insane value of this giant apparatus. Let's see how you operate this thing. First thing you'll want to know is that there is radiation, and it grows the closer you get to the engine room. A rad suit is probably best in this situation, which stinks because there's about 18 scientists patrolling this bad boy. But they aren't heavy, and there's plenty of cover if you take it slow, which you may or may not have the luxury of doing. This seems like a good time to say that when you run excav, a red box pops up on everyone's screen saying that you're doing so, along with anyone who has the RF frequency alerting them as well. Oh, and if you do drop an airdrop, of course, that's going to bring people over like World War Z as well. If you're not dissuaded, let's talk about how to start it and make sure you're farming the right resource. It's not overly complicated, but it can be easy to get turned around. The engine and where you put the diesel is somewhat intuitive. It's in the central area on the bottom floor. You put the diesel in here, you start her up, and start running over to the arm to pick what you're farming. Side note, this is also where a little hidden recycler is, as well as the button to drop the airdrop when it gets to 100%. It won't drop on its own, so don't forget about it. We make our way up to the arm and choose what we want to farm. This can be switched at any time, so if you feel like you want a little of this, a little of that, you can do that. Now that we got it, where does it go? How do I get my resources? There are 2 spots that farm comes out, which I will show you now. This can get tricky if you're running it solo or even duo. It's difficult to watch everything by yourself without getting something grubbed. If all goes well, you're probably one of the richest players on the server at that moment, depending on how long you've been running it, and you probably saved yourself an insane amount of time farming that you can now spend smelting. So, I hope you have some automation set up back home. I'm not even sure this is considered a monument, let alone how I rate it, but it is something I would consider building around, so let's rate it anyway. If you can find a way to reliably farm it, this is easily an S tier monument. But it's typically highly contested, so I'm going to put it at the top of our A tier. What day is it? I don't remember. See you tomorrow. Peace.